nothing's going to change. Like, he's just going to get mad. He's just going to get sad or mad. And, like, yeah, so I was definitely not a good teammate on CLG. I never said I was. So, but since then, I think I changed a lot. What's up?
Well, I'm joined right now by Doublelift in the third week of the LCS with coverage presented by Omnislash to talk about how things are going on Team Liquid. And they seem to be going very well.
Yep, they're going pretty good.
What, you guys have lost one game so far?
Yeah, but 100 Thieves was a good opponent. I think they're also really strong. They've also lost only one game, so I don't know. I wouldn't say that we're like wildly successful, actually. I'd say we played weak teams so far, with the exception of like TSM and 100 Thieves, and we're just focused on playoffs more than the regular season. So I feel like our attitude should be the same whether we're like 1-4 or 4-1. I think we're just focused on long term.
I mean, you guys are back to being tied for first place with Echo Fox. That doesn't feel good at all?
It does, but it could change next week. If we lose sight of what matters most, we could flop and go 0-2 the next weeks, or start going 1-1, and like anything can change. Best of ones is crazy. Honestly, you can get cheesed and like feel like you got cheated or cheesed out of your like first or second seed, and those things don't matter though, because in the end, like whether we're first seed or sixth, the best team always wins playoffs. So, yep.
How do you feel about the meta right now? Because I asked a couple people last week, and they went, like Pobe went crazy. He's not happy about that teleport stuff.
Yeah, no, the meta is really stupid. The reason why I think it's so obnoxious to watch is because it doesn't really feel like players have that much agency in the game. Like, you don't really see these skillful displays of, like back in the Assassin meta when you could just pop off. Back in like the split push meta when you saw like Fiora fighting Jax 1v1. Like, it's gone are those days, It's like, it's mainly about hard engaged team comps with like a hyperscaling AD, or in the previous one, it's like about Ezreal and Eclipse. I can talk about it more from an AD perspective, but I wish that they would just remove the huge difference in scaling between the AD carries, because this just causes like a really boring back and forth where one team is playing to stall for late and one team is playing to close out early. And then at a certain point, it is doomed. Like, the game is just doomed, and you're just waiting for the outscaled team to be like, oh, we outscaled, let's fight and win. Yeah. As a viewer, that results in like 60-minute games that are just absolute snooze fest of two shit teams playing into each other, and like it's terrible to play too. I think the solution is honestly just nerf the champs that take no skill to play, and balance all AD carries so that they do similar damage late game, so that there's not just this stupid meta, this like meta within a meta where you're just playing for late. Like people might not draft that way, but that's how people play on stage, and it sucks. So yeah, I feel pretty much as strongly as Pobe. I don't feel like Spellbook was really a huge issue. It's mainly just that.
If I say this word stopwatch, what is your reaction?
It's fine. You want everyone to take Gathering Storm instead? That'll be even more annoying. Like, I think just the infinitely scaling late game rune is way less fun to watch than stopwatch play.
Well, and I interviewed Acadian last week. He took a lot of issue with stopwatch because as a jungler, he feels like he'll chase down people and try to make something happen, and then he'll just see that they have stopwatch. He's like, all right, well, that's meaningless, and so then he walks away, and he feels like that sort of deprives some of the action and sense of excitement from the game whenever you just have people not even attempting to do anything because they've got stopwatch.
I mean, that's kind of a crybaby way to think about it. Like, I think he can also go stopwatch, or he can realize that if he didn't go stopwatch, there's an opportunity cost. Like, by going stopwatch, you lose out on stats. You lose out on other runes, and you can play around those. You can play around flat stats that last the whole game versus just this one-time use that goes away forever. It's just this one-off thing versus stats that potentially scale throughout the game, or that give you, just like flat that early game damage and skirmish. So I think there is a trade-off to going it, and the second they nerf it, that trade-off will be a lot more apparent to everyone.
Would you say it feels like a lot of people are frustrated with so interesting thing happening. I don't know if that's in the shot. It feels like there's a lot of people who are frustrated with the current meta, but what's interesting is everybody's frustrated with it for different reasons. So do you feel like that's the case, that all the pro players are like, all right, we're not happy with the way things are right now, but everybody has a different answer to solve it?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're not game designers, but I think we are people who can point out problems and what we personally find frustrating through playing like 12 hours a day and And I like, for me, I obviously have a different priority list than probably Acadian does. He thinks stopwatch is a big deal. I think watching Ezreal versus Tristana is way more problematic for a viewer and for a player. So yeah, I think at the end of the day, Riot doesn't really have to listen to anything we say. They're the professionals, and like they made a really successful game. I'm sure they can fix it.
I want to talk to you about. Did you see Ovilee's interview with Olleh?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you should go back and watch it.
Uh-huh.
So in the interview, Ovilee said that she'd heard that you guys had like a very tense relationship at times, or that you could be. I don't know if she used the word mean, but she basically asked Olleh about all this stuff, and Olleh's response was like, "Yes, sometimes he's mean to me, but then like I'll talk to him about it, or maybe I don't understand his sarcasm or whatever, and so we work it out or whatever." But I'm curious about getting your take now that Ovilee did her side of that interview. I can get your take on all this stuff.
I mean, yeah, I like to fuck with Olleh. Who doesn't like to fuck with Olleh? He's so like wholesome and innocent, But it's true, sometimes I do get frustrated at him because he can be like really unfocused and just kind of like not be doing the right thing. And it's not something that he doesn't know how to do. It's something that he just didn't do because he was negligent. He wasn't focused. He wasn't like putting in the priority to improve that. So that can be frustrating, Like I'm his duo partner, and I noticed a lot more of what he does than anyone else on the team. And I'm not afraid to tell him like, hey, that was pretty bad. The way that I do that though, it'll change based on person to person. Vincent didn't have a problem with it, and Olleh did, and that's my fault for. That has nothing to do with him. Like it's my fault for like kind of going at it in that way. Like I should have just approached it a lot more. I don't know. What am I trying to say here? Carefully with him, and so since then I'm glad he told me because I can change. I'm not like totally set in my ways, and I think now we have a way better relationship, like synergy bot lane, and just like communication flow where I can tell him his problems and he won't be his feelings won't get hurt, and vice versa. So I'm really happy that we're getting closer to getting that going.
Okay. So you're not a big meanie, because also
No.
Smithy said you used to be mean.
Yeah.
Did you?
I definitely was. Like, I definitely didn't, like, I got mad, and then I wouldn't turn that into anything constructive. Like, now I realize that if I get frustrated, it's because something's causing it, and if I don't try to fix the problem, then nothing's going to happen. It's like, if I get pissed off, I'm not just going to be like, hey, you suck. Like, then nothing's going to change. Like, he's just going to get mad. He's just going to get sad or mad, and, like, yeah. So, I was definitely not a good teammate on CLG. I never said I was. So, but since then, I think I changed a lot. What's up?
Are you still friends with Reggie?
Yeah, of course.
I love you.
Andy's fucking buff as hell. He's like 200 pounds pure muscle. Drives a Lambo now. No. He's actually, of course, I'm gonna be friends with Andy for a while.
I mean, I just had to say something because he was walking by.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, so do you have any? How do you feel about Ovilee asking Olleh the tough questions about you?
I think it's fine. Ovilee's a big troll, and I don't mind. People talking about me. It's good for me, I guess. Good for my career. Just don't shit talk me.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's fine. I don't care.
Because you should talk a lot of people.
Yeah, never mind. I can't say don't shit talk me because like that'd be pretty hypocritical.
Yeah.
No, it's cool.
Do you guys talk about anime, you and Ovilee?
I think we used to, but I don't really watch much anime anymore. I used to be a pretty weeby, but now I don't have time, dude. Anime takes so long. It's like 50 episodes or like 20 episodes. That's like 10 hours of my time.
Did you say the other day that you were playing the Dragon Ball game for 3 hours?
That's different. That's different. I only played like 3 hours one day. Okay. One day.
Okay.
The rest of the days, I'm only focused on League.
So you only played Dragon Ball on that day?
Well, no, but like I played in queue, and yeah, that's it. I just played in queue. I don't really play it that much, honestly. I play it like maybe 30 minutes to an hour a day.
Seems like there was something else I was going to talk to you about in this interview, and I can't remember what. Oh, Bonnie's in town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's nice. I haven't seen her in a month.
Was that a distraction?
No, I mean it's the only distraction if I let it be one. I'm gonna still be as constructive and productive as possible while she's here, and yeah, it's nice to have her here.
Very good. Feels like there was still something I was going to ask you. Oh, final thing. I put out a feature today. You were in it, or like a behind the scenes. Did you see it?
Fuck, it was so badly shot. Like I think
Really?
just the camera angles were just awful. Editing, not my favorite.
Yeah. There we go.
No, it's Broden's a beast. He's so sick. I actually told Bonnie about Broden, and I told Bonnie that Broden has an aura where when you just like when you're in his presence, you just feel this like Broden aura. I don't know how to explain it. That's all. That's like the only way I could explain it.
Yeah. Well, Jatt is in the background in the shadows. I have to interview him now. What should I ask him?
Ask him about Broden and his aura. Does he feel it? Is it just me?
There's so many questions
Do
to
you
ask
feel it?
Jatt, and that's
Does
the
Broden
one.
feel his own aura?
Should I ask Jatt about him placing CLG #1 all the time?
Really? Jatt?
I predicted against
Why?
Them, I predicted against them today so that they could win.
Oh my God, Jatt. Have you watched Bifrost without me?
What?
No, I'm just kidding.
You are truly mean to your supports. I'm next, by the way.
Yeah. I know. Anything you want to say to any of the fans?
Thank you guys for supporting me, and yeah, I think Team Liquid has good shit coming up. We're focused on playoffs, not regular split, so if we stumble a few times, just give us, not some slack, but just give us some time, and yeah, just appreciate all the support.
Okay. Thanks so much for the interview. I got to get to Jatt, who's hanging out over there. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel. Why haven't you subscribed yet? You should definitely do that. Omni/and I are bringing you these interviews. You haven't done it. It's just so disappointing. Please subscribe.